Cue up my little fucking intro thing. Or where are we at?
What you
And
need?
welcome to the Billy Bob's Album of the Month live stream thing that I
All
do.
right.
This
What's
is
going
exciting.
on?
This is exciting. I just reached 500 subscribers. So
Nice.
I know, and it doesn't sound like that much, but man, I've been working my ass off for years to get to this point. So
That's great, bro.
yeah, quite excited about it. And I'm going to give away this coveted Operation Ivy vinyl, which I have to fully disclose, like I just told Cody a minute ago. I got a story behind this vinyl, right? I verified that the vinyl itself is the original pressing, but when I was looking at Discogs, it said that they were numbered, right? This one does not have the number stamp on it. So the vinyl is the original pressing. I can't guarantee the authenticity of the sleeve or the insert. But, you know, regardless, it is an original pressing record, and it'd be really cool for somebody to have, you know?
For sure.
So the story behind it is about 6 years ago, I guess there was some popular show on some like learning channel or some shit about storage wars, right? Where people were buying storage units and trying to flip it for profits. Well, my buddy was like, I'm going to give that a shot, and started buying storage units.
Oh,
Right? They were
sick.
going up for auction. And he come across this storage unit that was like, most of them were just full of junk and tools and fucking shit that people were just leaving behind. But one of them was full of fucking vinyl records and comic books. Right? And he's like, I can make money off this. Right? So he comes
That's like
to
a
me.
holy grail.
I know, right? I know, right? So he comes to me and he's like, I need to turn a profit on this, right? I spent X amount of money, like, help me turn a profit, right? So I got online and started looking up all the records and looking up all the comic books, and I started putting the comic books online for him, and I managed to sell most all the comic books, but I was taking too long on the records. He wanted to turn a profit, and I was like, no, we need to put these up, because like the dude had an original pressing of Earth AD, you know, and like all sorts of rare vinyl like that. He had fucking Jimi Hendrix bootlegs from the early 70s that
Oh,
like
shit.
just fucking really hard to get. He had a signed copy of Rain and Blood by Slayer, right? And I was like, we can make some money off this. But he wanted to turn the profit too quick, and the comic books were taking too long. So one day he shows up and grabs all the records and heads up to St. Louis and ended up selling them all to some dude for like $150. And like,
No.
yeah, he made his profit, but he could have made so much more if he was more patient, you know.
Just
Like,
on those records that you mentioned, you probably could have made that.
yeah, that's what I was telling him. I was like, that fucking Misfits one could have got for at least fucking 85 to $100, you know, a fucking original pressing of Earth AD, right?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Wow.
It's only going to go up in value, really.
yeah, he didn't grab any of the 7 inches. He just left them all because the dude was like, I don't buy 7 inches. I only buy full records, which fucking moron, but whatever. And in this stack of 7 inches that got left with me, were this was included, right? So I don't really know the full origin stories of how it made it into that storage unit, but it ended up in my possession. So like, I've been hanging on to it for some years, and I thought this was a great occasion to fucking let somebody else get the opportunity to score this, because like I love Operation Ivy, but I know there's some fucking diehards out there that would
Oh,
love
for sure.
that would love this more than me, you know.
I
Because
know
I've
a
never
couple
even
of them.
I've never even spun this. Like I actually, quite frankly, I'm too scared to spin it.
You don't want to scratch it?
Yeah. Like, but like, anyway, I digress. Welcome to the show. I gave you a brief
Oh, yeah.
rundown of this record. Let's go around and introduce ourselves. Cody, since you're up in the corner, we're gonna go with you first.
All right. Hey, I'm Cody, or Chode, or yeah, that's about it. Cody or Chode. I play in a couple ska-core bands in Toronto. I play in the Filthy Radicals. I'm one of the founding members of that band. Um, Me and my best buddy started that in high school. And then now I am the bass player in Big Brother as of post-COVID.
Cool.
Yeah.
Both great
Um,
bands. Both great bands.
Yeah.
yeah.
Cheers, buddy.
I'm Greg Robinson. I'm the trombone player of Mephistopheles since 1991, business
Nice.
manager since 1995. Uh, yeah, that's kind of been my life for the most part, with a few other side trips.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Another fucking great band.
Thanks.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite. You guys have the best horn section. I don't know
Hey,
if
thanks.
I don't know if I told you that. I truly believe it.
Well, it's really the best horn parts because we've had a lot of turnover in the actual section.
Yeah, yeah.
People.
Okay. I stand corrected.
But
But yes, some of the fucking best horn lines. It's so jazzy.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I
well, that
love
was
The
it.
always
shows are a
it was
vibe.
always a mix of punk rock and jazz.
Which
That-
is wonderful. Not enough mix of punk and jazz. Like I was trying to think of some punk jazz bands the other day, and I could only come up with a handful.
But I'll tell you, it makes it hard to sell the music. Like we have a really killer album, completely recorded. We have a documentary movie. But when I talk to people I mean, I can put it out through the ska scene easily. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a I'm trying to increase the audience so that this band could survive another decade, you know? And I'm finding that people are just like, well, it's not, it's too jazzy for rock. It's too ska for, this, it's too rock for that, and so I
Preach.
guess maybe we got to
Preach.
put it on ourselves after all. I don't really know. It may come to that.
Well,
Yeah.
regardless, I'm gonna get a copy because I fucking love your band.
Thanks.
I always have.
Really hear the new album. It's really killer. It's just we're dying to give birth to it, and it's become a complicated situation, unfortunately. So
Oh man.
Yeah, I believe I got God Bless Satan when I was like 14 or 15, and that shit changed my life.
yeah,
Hell
it
yeah.
sure changed my life, man. I'll tell you that.
I bet. So,
Yeah.
So anyone who is new to this program, this is how we do it. Each one of us. Oh, there's P. I'm slacking. I wonder how long he's been waiting, and I've been looking at the wrong screen. There he is.
Hey.
Can you hear us, P?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now that you're here, we are already all introduced ourselves. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
How's it going? I'm P. I play in a band called Doom Scroll, and I've known Billy for I don't know a couple years now,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
and yeah, it's a homie. So I figured I'd pop in again and say what's up.
That's awesome. I didn't realize when I was asking you guys that both you and Greg were on the same stream last time he was on as
Oh.
well.
Yeah. What's up? Good
Yeah,
to
how's
see
it
you,
going?
man.
You also have you didn't bring up Dead Work, which you're playing your first live show in how long?
Uh, like 11 years.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right.
Yeah, I was like my last band, and I stopped playing music for a long time, live anyway.
Mhm.
And well, Elliot had me join Doom Scroll, so I was kind of just starting to step back and do like audio production shit instead. And yeah, eventually Elliot was like talked me into playing music again. So here I am.
Cool.
Nice.
So I hear the third album is being recorded and sorted.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be on this one?
I don't know. I'm honestly like totally okay with just like doing the audio production end of it. If Elliot wants me to do the guitar, I can. I think almost everyone is gonna actually do all their own shit this time, so we'll see.
I,
Um,
I know how of a control freak that guy is. He likes to make sure
Is-
everything's perfect.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He has vision and he wants it, he wants it to be exactly how he visions it. And you can't argue with the results most of the time, so whatever, I guess. I just let him do whatever he wants to fucking do. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
As long as it's tour.
yeah, and fucking, and the last two Doom Scroll releases did turn out fucking excellent. So you can't really,
I mean,
you can't argue with them results, you know.
you just can't. So, yeah, whatever, I just let him do his thing.
Word. So, like I was about to say, to whoever's new to my stream, the way we do it is we all brought some music that we all love, and feel as if it's unappreciated. So we brought it to share and discuss some fucking great tunes, you know. But we'll start with your song, Cody, since you're up in the top corner. What song
Awesome.
did you pick and why?
I picked a song called Firing Line by a band called Farce. I picked them because they were really like the first ska punk band that I got into. Obviously like I knew Rancid and stuff, but my friend was like, "No, here, take this." And that band in general has been super influential on myself and Kyle from the Rads. It was just like it was something I had never heard before, you know? It has a little bit of the jazz in it. It's got a little bit of like almost like emo kind of like choruses, but when you hear it, you'll understand it's not actually emo, but it's from 2001. And honestly, my original band would not exist if it wasn't for Farce, because I was like a transplant into my buddy Kyle's school. And the first day I walked in from the back of the class, there's like people are yelling like, "Durr!" And like I don't even know what's going on. It's grade 9. I'm already hated. And I was like the kid who would write on my binders and like put all these like band logos on my shoes with pen and stuff. And I found out later that Kyle thought that I was probably definitely a poser, and he was like, "I don't know about this guy." But then one day I had control of the music in the gym when we were like doing like whatever in the gym, and I threw Farce on, and that day I guess opened up Kyle's mind to see like I had good understanding of what makes good ska punk, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Word. So we're about to transition into this. Every time I've been trying to record some new kind of transition solo. This time I went with the bass, right? So
Nice.
the people at home get to watch a nice fucking sweet ass bass solo that I just improvised like 2 hours ago. Right. I hope it turned out well. I felt pretty confident by the end of it, so that's usually a good sign.
Yeah.
So let me transfer them over to that while I set us up. Minimize that. We're gonna. Oh look, there's the group chat. So we got 4. I got 4 people written down. You know, you guys are included on this giveaway if you participate in the group chat. I didn't by typing something in there. You could
Be right back. I'll be right back.
you could have a chance to win this record as well. Wait. Is Matthew trying to get me to play Ace of Base? That's not happening. So let's bust into this farce.
Good request.
Look at the crow, where we go! Lost from my wife in a passing phrase. I try to sum it up, but they've always found. Never look down on experiential gain. Jump on a grass, they'll not picture and maintain like you can't tell. The fuck I can. Start to rip around now, your master run and we just don't know. We'll see that day, waiting for someone someone to think God's that way and those things at once. Something all so clear, the words I like so sad, I'll dust me up fears and we'll take that plunge. Start today, where everyone sees through that bound. Walk away! Everyone seems to step back from my mind. First sign of shy, yeah. Everyone seems to step back, cause we say, just cause we say, yeah. Everyone seems to step back, now they climb, firing high, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. The rest from what we want in a passing phrase to try to sum it up, but they've always found. Never look down on experience of gain. Don't find a grass, they'll love each other and maintain as you can't tell. For I am stuck to rip around my own master plan and we just don't know. We see that day, waiting for someone to think that's that way and those things at once. Seem so clear, the words I like so sad, I'll dust me up fears and we'll take that plunge. Start today, everyone seems to step out. Walk away! Everyone seems to step back from my mind. First out of sight, yeah. Everyone seems to step back on the shade. Just go to say, yeah. Everyone seems to step back down the climb. Firing high, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Felt too shy, got to buy some more time, then the light hit its rays. Started out great, my eyes felt too shy, got to buy some more time.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I dug it. I dug it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Also, if you're wondering why you couldn't understand any of the words, it's because they are Scottish.
Oh.
So it is English, but it's very difficult to interpret.
Oh, interesting. They're actually from Scotland, you're saying?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Great. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Loved it.
Yeah, I thoroughly dug it. I also like the mix of like there was that nice little dubstep style, I mean, not dubstep, dub breakdown. They had a nice hardcore, the jazzy fucking intro. Yeah, fucking loved it all.
There's a lot going on, but it worked. Somehow it works. But there's definitely a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on.
But it's very precise.
Yeah.
All the transitions are super precise. I mean,
really tight. And the vocals almost reminded me of dude from Mad Caddies just a bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of Joystick a little bit, not for the vocals, but kind of the whole
the style.
Yeah,
approach.
the vibe.
Yeah.
It's bass heavy. It's something that obviously drew me to it. And you just the fact that you're getting like kind of like a progressive kind of feel. It's not like progressive metal or something, but the song structure is progressive throughout the whole thing. So it keeps me interested, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Shit,
Yeah.
What'd you say, P? I think I interrupted you.
I just said I'm a sucker for that shit. Like when things just keep moving, you know, just like
Keep moving forward.
It's just too good.
It's I mean that's the thing. Yeah, it kept changing, right? As the song went on, like it keeps your interest. Instead of a song where you're like, the chorus again. What are we in minute 4.5 now? Come on. That's like true of a lot of songs, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I fucking loved it. I loved it. Right.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
Good selection.
Yeah.
So we're gonna roll it on since I'm the next on the screen up here. I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna choose to go with me. I picked the I picked a song by a classic band from Chicago that everyone who is from Chicago loves this band, but I don't feel as if enough people outside of Chicago appreciate this fucking band as much as they deserve. Right? I chose to go with the Naked Raygun song. Right?
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I fucking love Naked Raygun.
I was afraid you were gonna say Styx, for a second there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I went with the Wesley Willis song. No. I went with a Naked Raygun song. Right. Fucking love Naked Raygun. Right. I chose the last track off the album, the 1988 album Jettison. They've re-released the album and it has a couple live tracks after it, but this was initially the last track on the album. It's called Vanilla Blue, and it's one of my favorite songs by him. And like I said, I think they need more appreciation than what they get. Right? So let's bust into this shit here. We're gonna cut them to. Minimize this shit. And we're going to click on this Naked Raygun song. Fucking love that song.
Yeah, that was
Good
great.
shit.
It rocked. 1988, you said?
1988. Yes.
Okay.
Listen to Naked Ray Gun.
Aren't you from Chicago?
I grew up right outside Chicago, yes, but I have no allegiance to Chicago, and I don't right. So
Well, you should listen to more Naked. We all should listen to more Naked Ray Gun. That's a fucking great band.
really well, yeah, it was pretty dope.
I grew up in Cleveland, and I'd heard of them, but I never got hip to Naked Ray Gun until many years later when we played with them. I was with the Toasters and we did a show with them in Chicago, like 2006. But I didn't know about them.
Yeah, apparently they were a staple in the Chicago scene back in the late 80s, early 90s. They broke up, 91 or 92, and they've randomly got back together to do like one-off shows. But man, they were awesome. They were awesome. Like,
Oh,
yeah. And I myself didn't really discover them until like around about the same time as you, Greg. I had signed up for the Army in 2000, and I was in the Army in 2006, and I'd heard them before, but I had gotten a couple albums while I was in the Army, and I fucking loved that shit. Like, became one of my favorite bands for a while. Like, micro obsessions that I go through, you know. Where you attach yourself to a band like really hardcore for a couple months, and then you jump onto another band. I do that shit all the time. I can't help it.
Yeah, it's my whole life.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got 8 people in the drawing so far. It's coming up, you know.
Nice.
What did you pick, Greg, and why?
Well, I picked another one from '88. Interestingly enough,
Nice.
Which was an interesting time in life. So I got this one, the Nuclear Assault's classic album, "Survive," which I guess I bought this for $2.99 somewhere in the neighborhood a while ago, and it was just shoved in with my other records. I hadn't listened to it in probably 10 years. And I pulled it out and I threw it on, and I was like, damn, man, these guys really kick ass. Like, I forgot, how great they were. But I mean, that period in '88, it was a really interesting period because you had, like, the stuff you just played, Naked Ray Gun, that's straight up punk, post-punk. Like, that's in the same bag with, I don't know, what's that band? When I Reach for My Revolver, that one, like, what's that name of that band again? Can't remember, but Wire or something like that, like post-punk,
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, you had the New York hardcore thing happening, which was where punk, the old school punk, turned into this much harder fucking riff-based thing with mosh parts and thrash parts and all that stuff. And yet I was growing up in Cleveland and I didn't know anything about that. Midwestern hardcore was a whole different animal, where it just wasn't as complex. They would just stay on one thing and just rock it to the end and not go to these different mosh parts, tempo changes and all this stuff. So when I discovered this stuff, I said, wow, this is cool. But I wasn't hip to this when it came out in '88. When I was 19, I was listening to the Ramones and X and, melodic punk, basically, of the era. And I didn't really know anything about this. Metal was like, I wasn't that interested in metal either, but this is straight up metal with a punk attitude.
It's part of that.
That's
crossover.
the best kind.
Crossover. That was the term, right? That's what they called it. So it's like these guys, Biohazard, I guess, the Cro-Mags. I guess we got to include their dysfunctional asses in this as well.
Yeah.
And what's the other big one? I can't remember.
Suicidal Tendency crossed over to the metal.
Yeah, they did. That's right. They did it too. Everybody was doing it.
Yeah.
So, but what grabbed me about this stuff is that the lyrics, and they include the lyric sheet in this thing. And I mean, it's like the '80s punks, man. Like the vibe then was, we're getting on the wrong track, everybody. Like, if we keep up this way, pointing nukes at each other and fucking like screwing the poor over, it's all gonna fall apart eventually.
Turns out they were right.
It turns out they were 100% right. I mean, they were maybe a little oversimplified in their approach, but Can I just read a couple lyrics off
Oh,
the
yeah,
song
yeah. Go for it, man. Go for it.
before we hear it? All right, this one's called Brainwashed, right? By Nuclear Assault, 1988. Radio, an insidious form, helps shape your thoughts, making you conform. Programming music, easy listening, helping you achieve that moronic grin. Playing your regurgitated pap, selling products that are mostly crap. Rarely hearing music you want to hear, it has an effect over all these years. Why don't you think for yourself? Live in a self-made hell. Television, the idiot tube, helps to raise our children as fools. Watch the news, see what they want you to see. Our awareness is limited by network VPs. Moronic sitcoms and one-sided news alter your feelings and give you conformist views. Why can't you get that garbage out of your head? You'd be better off to read a good book instead, which is, you don't get more punk and metal than that, recommending that you go read a good book.
Yeah.
But
surprisingly still.
The point being that, like, come on, man, like nothing has changed,
Yeah.
It's the same situation.
For sure.
Very, very relevant, right? Probably even more so now than it was then.
Depressingly relevant.
Yeah, man. It's just like, come on, we knew this. We solved this shit already. We figured it out, but what are you gonna do? I mean, it's kind of like how we dealt with Nazis back in the day at shows. They were not permitted. You walk in with Nazi regalia on, that's it. You're persona non grata and you're getting kicked out. Well, why can't we do that at large? We fought World War II. I think we would have figured this out by now,
Well, see now the Nazis are under the guise of anti-Semitism.
Yeah. It's all screwed up. Yeah, nothing makes any sense. Yeah, I know. But anyway, I'm just struck by the fact that, like, in the 80s, I mean, I was a teenager. I wasn't that aware. I mean, I was aware that, like, we had nukes on a hair trigger pointed at us. I was aware of that. But, like, I wasn't that aware of how we got there, But, I mean, you can just... Those cats were right. I mean, they were just 25-year-olds or whatever. But they saw where it was all heading, I guess. That's the point I'm making.
Word. So let's bust into this track here. Let me get.
Yeah, it's pretty much your standard thrash metal, but it's got the mosh part. It's got all the ingredients, of a classic song from that era. So that's why I picked it.
Word. Minimizing this. Where did that fucking... There it is. Here we go. You guys ready for this?
Texas, California, a manly way to do it.
I love that fucking rock and roll ending.
That was quite a fill at the end there.
Yeah, it was.
That wasn't over the top at all.
No, it was right where it should have been. It was 1988. That's how you're supposed to fucking end a song in 1988. I believe it entirely.
Yeah, I was getting ready for the breakdown, come back slower, but it didn't happen. But it was still fucking great.
That's more of a 91, 92 type of thing.
Yeah, that was sick.
The band I was thinking of before and I couldn't bring it to mind was Mission of Burma. That was the one I was thinking of.
I love Mission to Burma.
Yeah.
Mission to Burma.
It's another post-punk.
It's been some years since I fucking spun them, though.
Yeah, well, we'll bring them back.
We should bring them back. Like, I'm going to have my friend Steve on here someday soon, and that's totally something he would pick, Mission to Burma. That sounds like Steve 100%. But yeah, that was a fucking great track. Like, and you're right, it is fucking like 100% atypical crossover. Like that was it. 1988. Yeah. If you fucking nailed the genre.
Yeah, I just I hadn't listened to that stuff in a while, and I just pulled it out and threw it on. I was like, man, this sounds really good right now for some reason. It's speaking to me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really fucking depressing that it's just as relevant as ever.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man. I got another story in that. Like, you talk about this Israel-Palestine thing that it's got everybody crazy, right? Like, when I was 5, sitting in kindergarten, and I could read, and they slapped a school newspaper down on my desk, and it was talking about the same damn thing. It was Israel wants the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, and I was 5, and I looked at this and I said, why are they telling me this? Why? How would I possibly care about this at age 5? You know what I mean? But that just shows you and it's been 50 years.
Yeah, still going.
50 years. If you can't solve it in 50 years, I'm not sure you can solve it, honestly. So maybe some other outside the box solution is needed. I really don't know. I don't have the answer. I try to stay out of that issue because it's so radioactive.
Oh, it is. But I can't believe propaganda were so accurate when they're like, the West Bank and Gaza Strip are soon to be parking lots for American tourists. Fucking spot on. Like what that song Fuck Selassie's up the ass came out in
Up the ass.
It came out
Fuck
in
religion.
Yeah, 1992, 93? Somewhere in there.
I'm sure the Rastas loved that one, man.
Oh yeah, they really did.
Like, we had a hard enough time with just being Memphis Gospelies back in the day.
I mean, that was a controversial album, especially considering it's had the song "Ska Sucks" on it, which, despite the fact that I completely disagree with that song, I like that song.
Can I just say something?
Of course.
You know how Spotify gives you the Wrapped or whatever? So my partner, my girlfriend, showed me her Wrapped, and she's in the top 0.005% of people who listen to Ska Sucks. And I'm like, that's all I do. That's all I've been doing. What are you doing? She was so fucking pleased with herself. It was amazing.
Feel like I got something to show you.
Exactly.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's cold.
That is cold and hilarious. I'm sorry.
Right.
But yeah, fucking great stuff. Let's move on to you, P. You picked a song.
Yeah, I did. I picked a song called I don't remember what it's called. I gotta look it up.
I can give me a second. I got it queued up on mine. Today, Jeremy challenges the world.
Yeah, this is I don't know. I grew up listening to punk and ska, and when I started getting bored of punk and ska, I started looking for harder punk and ska. And that was when ska core became a thing for me, and then that wasn't hard enough, and I kept trying to find harder and harder ska, and got into all sorts of just heavier shit, and found like the Flaming Tsunamis and shit like that, and Dance Hall Satan and shit like that. And then another one I found around that time was Folly. New Jersey. I don't know what they put in the water in New Jersey, but the amount of hard as fuck ska that comes out in New Jersey is insane. And so yeah, they just, real weird, real technical, and they aren't completely ska, but they dabble in ska like nonstop, and it's in like all of their songs and shit. And yeah, so I don't know, it's weird and fun.
Yeah. Fucking Folly. It's a great band. So we're gonna bust into that here in a second. Let me do my fucking shit here. They're never gonna be able to monetize my channel because I can't stop myself from cussing. I really fucking can't, man. It's just
it's hard.
It's instinctive. It's just... us, right? It's sad. They always miss out on the little conversation we have in that bass solo.
Yeah.
Yep. Poor viewers. Let's get into this shit.
That's why we were scared. Strangling my
That was fucking wonderful.
All right. How you guys are doing today?
That was fucking wonderful.
That was intense.
Right, there were several parts of that song that I really fucking dug. Like, one was the... Hold on, let me get this sons of bitch back over to where it's supposed to be. One was the, that one ska breakdown where it kept... One guitarist was in this speaker, then the other one was in this speaker through one measure, and then the next measure through, they reversed it. Like, little shit like that. You could tell that the guitar player that was in my right speaker wrote most of the riffs, right, that the guitar in the left speaker was playing, because the way he accompanied it was like too fucking perfect. It was too perfect. Like, well designed, well plotted out, like fucking prog ska metal. Like, I don't know. Fucking great.
It's quite an epic, that thing. How long was that?
Like,
4 minutes?
Yeah, 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes.
Yeah. It was epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they cover a lot of ground.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to the, not retreading things. They normally don't, and when they do, they normally, like just pop a little piece back in near the end or something like that. And I just like music like that just like keeps moving and keeps you fucking interested.
I mean, just to put the screamo concept with the ska, like that would never, just because how old I am or whatever, like it would never occur to me in a million trillion years,
Yeah,
but to hear somebody do it it actually works.
It works really well.
Yeah.
Right. Foley did a really good. They did a really good job of it.
Yeah. There's a lot of good ska metal out nowadays. Like, I feel like the genre took a while to catch on, but I believe it's the new fourth wave of ska.
Maybe, kind of. I'm not sure.
Right.
That's a great question. What is, where's ska going? I don't know, but it's like we can definitely see how it can be combined with any other style, basically. Like whatever the latest style can be combined with ska, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the most versatile. Like you can.
Yeah.
If you can fucking think of two different genres and mash them together or think of any genre, and you could probably mash it with ska. It's
yeah. Also, like as long as you have a little skank part in there, technically it's ska, right? Like you can...
And all it takes is one little part.
Just one.
Yeah. We did a song like that on our third album where the whole thing is metal, and then just at the end, one little interlude of 7 bars of skanking, and we're like, okay.
Yeah.
If anybody says this album doesn't have enough ska, we're just gonna point them to that.
Wait. What song was that? Was it Callous Boy?
1080. 1080.
Oh yeah.
Last song on Mighty Whitey. Like, we just threw in this little tag of ska at the end, just because we were tired of hearing people say, "Oh, you don't play enough ska anymore," So
that was a fucking great album, though.
Thanks. No, it kind of didn't go anywhere because we had business problems and it got pulled off the shelves and everything at the time. So
fuck,
we had to re-release it later.
Oh shit.
So I want to take this opportunity to tell who is ever still in the group chat right now that there's only 11 people up for this drawing, so your chances are pretty good, whoever said something, which and it is time for the group chat to pick a song. I shall give you guys a few minutes to fucking throw up some suggestions in there, and I'm going to pick them at random, whichever suggestion I like the best, quite frankly, because I'm in charge.
Prog Skettle.
Now, I question Matthew Martin's taste in music sometimes. He loves some great bands, but he's always talking about Creed or Ace of Base or this comment up here about New Kids on the Block.
He's just winding you up, I think, man.
I think it might be. That might be his shtick. Right. But anyway, you guys need to pick some music out while we continue this. I was about to say something. I fucking lost it. I lost it, guys.
I don't believe it.
Continue this, whatever this is, this conclave of ska geniuses.
Nice.
I mean, I'm kidding.
It's the fuck it, we'll do it live stream.
Yeah. Right. So I've tried to, like we were discussing, fourth wave of ska. I've tried to make the point that I believe that the metal ska mix is going to be the next, and I keep pointing to bands like Stupid Henchmen as that's the direction it's going to go. But people keep pointing out to me that it's only a wave of ska if it becomes popular in the mainstream. The first wave of ska it was the initial ska boom in the late 60s, early 70s. The second wave was
England,
the two-tone. The third wave was in the 90s when the punk ska thing started hitting MTV, right? So in order for this thing to kick off, we need to get some sort of fucking way to get popular again. Like,
well, that's why I'm trying to get this Mephistopheles movie out there to the mass public. I really feel like it could make a difference, and I also think if we could, I've been doing this band a long time, right? And it's an uphill climb, obviously, but I mean, I still feel like if we could just get on TV and play Doomsday or Saba, that would break a whole new era of ska potentially.
It could.
I don't know. Those are oldies, but still.
They're oldies but goodies.
Yeah.
Break
But the
your
point is, there's so many. I mean, I'm not trying to big up myself to that degree. I'm just saying that there's a whole lot of people that have no idea what's going on in this genre and that how creative it can be, because there's been a lot of music in this genre that's not that creative, unfortunately. And so, I mean, I always think that the sky is the limit with this, with ska. There's always the potential because it keeps coming back all through the years. It always comes back.
Yeah.
And, you really just got to hit that perfect combination, and then all of a sudden you're right. It's back in the mainstream. But when you talk about mainstream ska and like metal ska and stuff, I think you also got to mention the stuff going on south of the border in Mexico, because that's a massive ska scene that actually dwarfs the U.S. scene.
Yeah, they're going crazy down there for it.
We just played there in November, 80,000 people at the festival, not for our gig, but there was 80,000 people there, and bands like Inspector do 6 million streams a year versus Mad Caddies maybe 500,000 or you know what I mean, like, or 1 million.
Yeah.
So that might be the wave that's already happening, honestly, and those guys are really into Scatolites derived stuff, but with a heavier vibe. Actually, that's what they're doing in Mexico. They're doing a lot of more traditional style shit, but with like heavy guitars and stuff. So
one of my favorite ska core bands is from Mexico City. It's Anti-Venom. Fucking love that band. But he's been going in an odd direction with it because he was raised, like, when he was a kid, he used to listen to a bunch of like EDM type of dance music, and he's incorporating that into his ska metal to create something new and unique. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I don't even know if it's ska anymore, but it's fucking great. It's great. Right?
Yeah.
I love everything Raz does. I fucking love that shit. So
I don't want to take it away from Mexico, but just as an aside, there's a band, I think, from the UK called From the Cradle to the Rave, which is like very much EDM infused skacore, and it's like top tier, like top shelf stuff.
And Anti-Venom did a song with From the Cradle to the Rave. Right. Yep. It does tie together. It ties together. I tried to get Kenny to do an interview with me, but he's not down. He does not want to be on camera. So the From the Cradle to the Rave / My Own Religion interview, it's not gonna happen, guys. I'm sorry. I want to add that it's like Mexico is popping off, but it's global. Like, obviously South America too, Brazil and Colombia and everywhere. And Japan.
Yeah. I mean, I've done a lot of road work with Bucket and the Toasters, and I mean he's so responsible for so much of this, I think, in a way. I mean, he's been pushing this style for 40 years.
Yeah.
Globally.
It's amazing. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, it's amazing to see it take root. Great bands coming out of everywhere. It's awesome. But you're right, the missing piece is the mainstream success again. That's what
but nothing like I can't. Mainstream music doesn't even make sense to me anymore.
Well, yeah, that's exactly. I mean,
Like the shit has not progressed at
what
all.
is the mainstream anyway? Like, what does that even mean? Like the most lowest common denominator, cheesiest stuff out there? I mean, like what is the mainstream anymore? Because everything is scattered. There's a million choices, million channels.
Yeah, that
but,
is a thing.
Like,
You know?
as far as like popular music, I really don't think it has progressed much in the past 20 years. Like, if you look at the way music from the 60s progressed into the 70s, and then from the 70s progressed into the 80s, and then
Yeah.
the 80s into the 90s, and then the 2000s, and then it just kind of fucking stopped.
Little
It's
thing called Pro Tools.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it
Tell
just
you.
it just stopped. And like I guess they're starting to amalgamate together. Like I can't tell the difference between a pop country song and a pop song anymore. The only difference is during the chorus there might be a slide guitar in there or maybe a twang on the voice.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're produced and they sound exactly the fucking same anymore. Right? And
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of generic fucking garbage. I mean, it's always been generic garbage, but holy fucking crap. Like,
Right.
and now they got fucking AI robots that make just as fucking. It sounds exactly the same as what the fuck Hootie from the Blowfish is doing now.
Well, yeah, but what people don't realize is like imitation music is not the same as real music, you know? Like music cooked up in a computer, even if you have a live bass player on it or whatever, but like it ain't the same thing. And I mean, I remember I did this interview one time I used to write for magazines and stuff, and I did this interview with Clark Gayton, the great trombone player, who unfortunately had a stroke a couple of years ago and is out of commission. But at that time, he was with the Skatalites, and I asked him because this is during the third wave, and I was like, well, and they were drawing huge crowds of young people, the Skatalites, and the Skatalites were in their 70s, I think, at the time, and they're drawing huge crowds. And I said, well, how do you explain that, And he said, well, because they're so used to hearing all this fake or imitation ska. And when they hear the real thing, it moves them, they feel it. And that's not to put anyone down really, but it's just like, it's true. Like you're either true to the essence of the thing that you're doing or you're not,
Right.
Or you're doing it for the money, or you're doing it because you want to be popular, or you're doing it because you're an extrovert who wants to get up there in a corset and, and do this, you know what I mean? Like it's that ain't it. I mean, ska is like the blues. It's like jazz. It comes from the earth. It comes from people at street level dealing with their lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so all this phony shit that is really has nothing to do with that. And it's just people like, well, I think I can make money if I do a song like this. Like that ain't it. And it doesn't have the same effect on people's bodies or souls, when they hear it. In fact, it's like junk food, So getting back to what you're saying, yeah, it all sounds the same because it's all crap. It's just like all, does fucking Fruit Loops taste that different from Trix? I mean, not really. They both taste like sugar, right? At the end of the day. So it's like, I don't mean to vent here, but it's just like we've really gotten beyond just musicians making music to the point, it's where stuff that goes platinum or is a hit is shit that they've already figured out what channels it's going into, how many times it's going to get spun on this outlet and this one and that one, and they already know it's a hit before they even put it out. The song could suck. No one could have heard it. They might think it sucks. Doesn't matter. It's still a hit because they got it in all the right channels. It's payola Alan Freed is rolling in his grave. You know what I mean? Because it's payola every which way.
Yeah. It's like they pretty much like owned the whole ecosystem at this point. So it's like like
it's like, what are we doing? I get in the van and I drive and I make a tiny amount of money and it's like, am I a dinosaur? Why am I even doing this? But you're doing it for the fans because real people want to hear real music,
Yeah, there's nothing like real fucking live ska on your face.
Yeah.
Like it's an experience that, like if you haven't experienced it, you're fucking missing out on a chunk of life.
Yeah, man. Totally.
For sure. I feel like, sorry.
Go ahead,
I was just going to say,
please.
I feel like not too far in the future that like bands that aren't polished, like bands that are not playing 2-click tracks or backing tracks and bands that even are like not the greatest, are going to be in demand in a sense because people are going to miss that, Like I'm a musician, but I'm sure that it's not just me who's like favorite part of a show is when something goes wrong and then the band like can deal with it or can't deal with it. Sometimes that's even interesting, you know? Like that's always a lot of fun to see. And my band is one of those bands where something's always going wrong, you know? And I like it on stage too, you know?
Yeah.
It feels real and I
It's
feel
real.
like I'm there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. I mean, it's all about what's real versus what's not, what's fake. I mean, fake things that are fake suck. Fake friends, counterfeit goods, like it all sucks, man. Like you want the real thing, not the fake thing. You know, seems obvious to me, but
Well,
if there's a profit motive, it's a whole other ballgame, obviously.
Well, I'm hate to pull us away from this conversation because it's going really well, but it is time for us to do this drawing for this fucking record. I'm going to bring it up to the present again and retell that I can verify that this is the original pressing record because of the etchings that are on it. And each pressing has a different fucking number etched into it. They all have the same phrase etched into it, but they all have a different number, right? And this one is verified as the first fucking pressing. However, when I was doing my research, I discovered that the covers to the originals had a stamp numbered on them, right? A numbered stamp. And this one does not have that numbered stamp. It has a little bit of a gloss to it. Maybe it had a numbered stamp and somebody rubbed it off for some fucking dumbass reason, or it's not the original cover. So I can verify that the record's original. I can't verify the fucking cover is original. Right. Like, it has an insert. I don't know if the fucking insert's original, but I know the fucking record is. So it is a original pressing of this fucking record. I'm sorry it's not like the fucking fanciest good copy that you can get. But we're about to do this fucking drawing. There's only 11 people. So if you said something in the comments, your chances are fucking pretty good. 1 out of 11, fucking that's a good percentage. So I'm gonna cut to this bass solo for a second to patch it over. I should let them in.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Shoot the moon just now said something, so I'm going to go ahead and include you, even though you're 6 minutes past your allotted time. Okay. Shoot the moon. Okay. Now let me verify that I'm not missing any names here. Right? PD Two Finger, right? Okay, so we got Jan in here said something, right? Mary Beth made it says, "Hey P."
Oh, what's up, Mary Beth?
Right. We got P here saying, "Woo." Right. We got my daughter. My daughter started it with the first woo.
Nice.
Hey, I'm in these comments. I should be enrolled. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's cheating. Right. No. So I brought you to this screen so you can all see the random number generator, just to verify that I'm not fucking trying to screw y'all here. Right. It says max 1, 10, but we're up to 12. So, without further ado, we're gonna see who wins this shit. 1. 1. So.
Oh yeah, that can't be real. Come on, man. 1.
Really? 1. Right. Okay. So I have to go with the first one. I'm sorry. Right.
I'm kidding.
So Zoe, my fucking daughter, was the first person to say something. She don't even fucking listen to Operation Ivy.
Amazing.
And she's getting this fucking first press. Holy shit.
Just in the next room cackling right now.
She's not even fucking watching this, so she don't know. Like, I could probably just give it away to somebody else and she wouldn't even know better. But I am also autistic and I can't fucking lie to people. I have to be fucking honest and truthful all the time.
Word.
It's
all recorded too.
Yeah,
so,
it's all recorded. It's on the internet. It's but like I said, is she even gonna see? Who the fuck knows? But yeah, utilitarianism. I have to give it to her. I have to give it to her, guys. I'm fucking sorry.
It's okay.
I think it only sucks for whoever number 4 is.
Yeah, for
having
whoever,
seen that.
Oh yeah, and Matthew Martin would be quite upset to find out. Oh, he says it's rigged. He didn't even get to hear that part that he was for. Right, wonderful stuff. Wonderful. Shipping's gonna be cheap.
That is correct, Chris.
Yeah. Right, so I decided to go with Chris has fucking great taste in music, and he says we should listen to this song. So this is the song we were gonna go with as the group chat pick. Would be Public Access.
Not Ace of Base, eh?
Not Ace of no, right. So he chose Public Access Raining Blood, which I'm assuming might be a cover, but the song by Slayer is Rain in Blood, as into rain and blood. So it might not be a cover.
Good catch.
But it might. As he says, wrap it up for Christmas. But yeah, we're gonna bust into this track for Chris here. It sounds like Slayer so far. Yeah!
Awesome.
That solo.
Excellent.
Oh, shit. You settle down there. Right, so, yeah, the solo at the very end reminded me of some fucking King Crimson. Right? The song off of 21st Century Schizoid Man had a fucking chaotic horn solo that sounded very similar. Very similar. Okay, so I want to... Wait a second. Let's pop up into this shit here. Okay, so I don't know if anyone can see this. I want to verify that I put everyone's name down in numerical order. And she was one because she was the first one to say something. So, and she's excited about this record that she's never even fucking heard of because I just informed her. Right. I hope she doesn't ever spin it. I hope she just decides to listen to the streaming because, holy crap, she doesn't realize what she just got herself.
It's a rarity.
It is fucking rare. It is rare. Right. But yeah, so that was the stream. It was fucking fun as hell. I appreciate you guys hopping on here. Fucking awesome. Awesome. These things are so much fucking fun. Like, this one has had a lot of views. I usually don't get this much views, but I don't even fucking do it for the views. I do it because, one, it's fucking fun as hell, and two, I get to discover all sorts of badass music, you know? Like, I doubt I would have ever listened to Nuclear Assault, right? I would have just clumped it in with the crossover genre and might have glazed right over it. But no, that was a fucking great track.
Yeah, they're great.
And Folly, fucking great shit. Great shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys should listen to more Naked Raygun.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Right? But yeah, so thanks for fucking tuning in, and the next one's gonna fucking, I might not have something badass to give away, but it's still gonna be fun. I got some fucking cool people already lining up for it. Right? People that fell through this time because, like, life fucking happens to us, guys, and I can't seem to fucking stop it ever. You know? Like, seriously. Example being is, I've been working, I'm supposed to get 2 days off a week on my job. It's in my contract, right? Because I'm part of the union. And, but we're so fucking short-staffed that they've been taking away one of them 2 days every day for the past 2 fucking months. So I'm down to like 1 day off a week, and like I work fucking 12-hour days, and so I'm exhausted to do shit on the days that I'm working, and 1 day off a week is just not enough to get shit done. Like, just fucking not enough. but these things
I think you need to tap on that daughter of yours to help you out a little bit now.
Yeah, sell that record and give me some money.
Yeah, help me out, kid.
Oh, she's super excited. She's like, I've never won a giveaway before. When do I get it? Just fucking come over and grab it.
Wait, the winner's your daughter?
Yeah, how fucked up
Oh
is
my
that?
God, come on! And she was #1 in the drawing. Get out of here!
She was the first. Yeah, that's why I tried to
I'm
prove.
calling the cops right now, man.
Game over.
Right, that's why I had to prove that she was on the top of that fucking list. She was the first one to say something, guys. I wrote it down numerical. Fuck
I'm just
me.
breaking your balls.
Like, she didn't even know about it until like 20 minutes before the stream. She's like, "You're giving something away? How do I win? Fucking what the fuck?" Right. But
amazing.
But yeah, once again, I want to. Oh, there she is in the fucking group chat laughing at us all. Yeah.
I wanted that so bad.
Everyone did.
I would have showed it to the boys in the bank shots, like, oh yeah, who's the fucking poser now, boys?
The Bank Shots, which is an Op Ivy cover band.
That's right.
Which I just discovered the other day when Chris was like, "Have you ever heard of the Bank Shots?" And I was like, "Maybe." And he's like, "The Op Ivy cover band?" I was like, "Well, no."
Yeah. Well, it's hard. We're not gonna like release any music, so we're kind of like we show up to parties and just bring as much party as we can, you know? Yeah.
Shit, yeah. But yeah, like I've already said like 3 times because I got ADD. Thank you guys for being on. This has been fucking amazing. I fucking love these streams. Like, and I would love to have any of you guys on again. You know that fucking. This is such a great time, and you guys are so cool.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Billy.
Thanks, Billy.
Thanks a lot.
But
yeah, cheers, buddy.
So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream for the viewers.
All right.
Like, what the fuck did I do?